The best way to describe Cathie Mateyka, insufferable. How could I ever forget? She would always start class. This was literally how she started class every single period. Shut your mouths! Shut your mouths! She'd get up in front of the class and say that. And then she'd go plop in her desk and start opening the textbook and, in her words, start running her mouth, because just like diarrhea, it continues to run. So Cathie Mateyka is a great example of people who realize that they have nothing going for them. People who know that they're not that smart, know that they're not that intelligent, but since they have big mouths and since they're in these little environments where they have a lot of authority, so they think that that enables them to become dictators because they have all of this control and all of this power in this tiny little environment. And here's the other thing. They know that it's a very temporary situation. And in Cathie Mateyka's case, one of her taglines, oh my God, like, this woman was so negative. She was always saying, like, criticizing us, saying things. And I'll say how personal some of this got in just a moment here. But one of her taglines was something, and then your job's going to be asking, do you want fries with that? Like, this woman was something else. So it's very interesting that was one of her taglines, because her only son ended up working at Wendy's, and there's nothing wrong with that, but deal with your mother. So the reason why I waited a little bit to record this series and why I really just kept hush for a minute is because Cathie Mateyka also taught my baby sister, who was valedictorian of San Francisco Christian School. And so that's how I found out that 10 years later, Mrs. Mateyka was talking shit about me to the class. So as my little sister says, who has no reason to lie, she said that she brought up my name, something about, oh yeah, he had some issues, didn't he? And my sister clapped back, well, he got into UCLA. And then Ms. Mateyka shut her fat mouth after that. So yeah, so much for my issues. This again, it's one of those cases where, again, you're the roost of your little castle. You think you have all of this power, but you also teach social studies, which, again, fill in the blank, like the easiest subject, and you don't really know anything. I remember she would tell these stories, and one of the things that I remember she said in class was that she said that the American slavery in America was not a big deal. It should have never happened. It should have never happened. It was a horrible time, but it was not what we think it was. It was literally most people had one or two slaves, and that's it around the house. As we know, that's a huge lie. I thought one of the commandments was thou shalt not lie. But here Cathie Mateyka was. But also, I don't know if I can really blame her, because she doesn't necessarily know her ass from 6-bit, so maybe she thought that was the truth. So, Mrs. Mateyka, now that you don't have any control over mine and my siblings' grades, because you know how intelligent and how smart we all were, and I think that that's partially why you were so bitter. You saw me and my siblings, honestly, less advantaged than you, which is not, yeah, because not like you have a lot of money either. But now that you no longer have control, I can expose you for the evil, bitter, rotten person that you are. And it's so interesting, because the joy of the Lord and being a Christian, and these people are so miserable. These people are so miserable, and that's, again, why I'm so rejuvenated and so excited about this series, because you're not going to pass that bullshit on to anybody else. No, just because you're miserable doesn't mean you have to make everyone else miserable. No, you can keep that to yourself. And if you feel so bad about your situation that you're constantly criticizing the students in your class, especially the smartest ones, sweetheart, something wrong with you.